Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
In the year 2045, Earth had taken its first remarkable strides into the cosmic expanse. Space colonies floated like shimmering jewels among the stars, and buildings made of transparent aluminum lined the bustling space station known as Unity Nexus. This hub served as a meeting point for diplomats from various planets, fostering peace and cooperation among the Helier Coalition, an alliance of species from diverse worlds. As Alex stepped into the luxurious ballroom, with views of distant nebulae twinkling through the massive observation windows, he took a moment to soak it in. The rich colors of the attending species' attire blended with the elegant architecture, creating a spectacle that celebrated the beauty of interstellar life. Alex, a seasoned diplomat with tousled hair and an easy smile, stood out among the formal attire. His relaxed demeanor shone through as he greeted a group of Helier dignitaries. His quick wit and charm made him a favorite at such events. But beneath the surface, he felt a twinge of loneliness, an awareness that, despite representing Earth with vigor, he knew very little of true connection. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement as the delegates mingled. That's when he spotted her, Lyra, the enchanting alien princess from the distant planet of Zentara. Her luminescent skin shifted hues in the ambient lighting, and intricate tattoos danced across her arms, hinting at her royal lineage. Her captivating violet eyes searched the crowd, and when they locked with Alex's, he felt an electric connection. Gathering his courage, Alex approached Lyra. "You know, with your poise and grace, you'd make a good wife," he joked, raising an eyebrow to showcase his humor. Laughter erupted from the surrounding diplomats at the whimsical suggestion. For a moment, Lyra seemed taken aback. Then, to Alex's bewilderment, she tilted her head and replied with surprising seriousness, "I accept." The crowd fell silent, shocked and amused at the same time. Alex's cheeks burned. It had been a light-hearted comment, not a proposal. "Wait, I was just joking." Alex stammered, but the twinkle in Lyra's eyes suggested she was intrigued, if not pleased. As the party resumed around them, Alex felt a mix of embarrassment and curiosity. What did her acceptance mean? Was she playing along? He could sense a hint of mischief in her expression that suggested there was more to Lyra than met the eye. As they chatted, the cultural differences began to unveil themselves. Lyra revealed fascinating insights about her homeworld, the customs surrounding relationships, and how their notion of love differed from that of humans. Alex couldn't help but be drawn to her wisdom and grace, realizing he had inadvertently opened a door that could lead to an unexpected adventure. In the following days, the diplomatic teams organized meetings to discuss trade and cultural exchange, but Alex found himself stealing moments with Lyra. Their conversations danced between their worlds, her tales of Zentara's ethereal landscapes and vibrant festivals blending seamlessly with the stories of Earth's rich history and traditions. During one of their shared moments, they ventured into a quiet lounge aboard the Unity Nexus. It featured holographic displays of scenic landscapes from various planets. Lyra, looking around with wide eyes, asked, "Do humans really have ceremonies to show love? What does it involve?" Alex chuckled. "Well, we could say it starts with dinner dates, flowers, perhaps a heartfelt confession." Lyra giggled, her laughter musical and enchanting. "And what about your mating rituals? They vary greatly across species." Alex cleared his throat, feeling a mix of intrigue and discomfort. Living in a modern society, we like to keep things casual. We date, develop feelings, and when it feels right, well, some see marriage as the ultimate commitment. It's a bit less straightforward than your customs seem to be. Lyra nodded, intrigued. On Zentara, when a couple bonds, they must undergo a unification ceremony that binds their essences together. It's a sacred ritual, a melding of souls. The romantic essence of her words rekindled something within Alex. He'd never considered such a profound bond before. "That sounds beautiful. But how do you decide to bond? Is it based on love or duty?" "A mix of both, I suppose," Lyra explained. "While emotions play a vital role, many Zentharians believe that unity creates harmony among our people." She paused, locking her gaze with Alex. "What if we conducted a mock ceremony?" Alex's eyes widened. A mock ceremony? Like a trial run? Lyra grinned. Exactly. You could experience what it means to bond as we do, and I can learn more about your customs. His heart raced at the idea, exhilarated yet apprehensive. All right, I'm in. But just remember, I'm here to explore intergalactic diplomacy, not to get hitched. Lyra laughed, and in that moment, the air buzzed with the potential of their impending adventure. As days became weeks, Alex found his diplomatic duties interspersed with these moments of exploration into Lyra's culture. In return, he took her to experience human pleasures, the taste of chocolate, the thrill of an amusement park ride, and the intimacy of quiet conversations under starlit skies. However, as the bond deepened into something more complex, the underlying tension of cultural differences began to surface. Rumors of their relationship reached other delegates, stirring whispers of disapproval. One evening, while they hid away from the murmurs at a secluded observation deck, Lyra voiced her concerns. Alex, do you think our worlds can truly intertwine? Will our people accept this unity? Alex, feeling the weight of her uncertainty, replied sincerely, if we both want it, they will understand. Love can transcend boundaries, right? Lyra's nod was hesitant, but her eyes sparkled with hope. Time passed, and amidst formal meetings and legislative discussions, Alex and Lyra's bond grew deeper. Each encounter became a voyage into uncharted waters, filled with delightful discoveries that transcended their cultural barriers. They found themselves spending hours together, discussing their hopes, dreams, and insecurities, often accompanied by laughter and the occasional flash of vulnerability. One afternoon, Lyra invited Alex to join her in the gardens of the Unity Nexus, a secluded area filled with botanical wonders from various planets. As they strolled through alien flora that glowed softly under the artificial light, they shared personal stories, revealing long-hidden fears and aspirations. Back on Zenthara, there's pressure on me to marry soon, Lyra confessed, her voice tinged with hesitant melancholy. Being a princess carries expectations, and it often feels suffocating. Alex noticed the weight behind her words. I can't imagine what that feels like. The pressure to conform to societal norms can be overwhelming, even on Earth. I never wanted to pursue a path dictated by others. Lyra nodded, intrigued. But what if I told you that I would choose my path, no matter how unconventional, that I would fight for what I want? His heart raced as their eyes held, understanding simmering just beneath the surface. I believe you would, he replied softly. You're not just a princess, you're your own person. In that moment, the air thickened around them, charged with an undeniable tension. As they moved closer, a delicate breeze carried a hint of lavender from the flowers surrounding them, wrapping them in an intimate cocoon. You always see the world through such a beautiful lens, Lyra whispered, her fingers grazing Alex's arm. I admire that about you. Alex's breath caught, their proximity igniting a spark that surged through him. Lyra, he began, but before he could articulate the sensation swelling within him, a rustle broke their moment. Oh, is this the gala you talked about? A voice interrupted, drawing their attention to a nearby diplomat who had wandered into the garden. The spell was broken, and although the moment passed, its essence lingered in the air between them. Days blurred together as they continued to explore each other's worlds, yet the feelings that surged beneath their playful banter became increasingly difficult to ignore. Their light-hearted mock ceremonies transformed into deeper exchanges, with each session unraveling the emotional fabric of who they were. On an evening drenched in starshine, they embarked on a traditional human date, dinner aboard a luxury restaurant that offered panoramic views of nearby constellations. As they dined, the atmosphere shifted from playful to profound. Do you think it's possible to truly know another person? Lyra asked thoughtfully, her gaze focused on the swirling galaxies outside. I sense so much about you, yet part of me fears I am still too far from understanding your essence. Alex contemplated her words, recognizing his struggle to articulate his emotions as well. I think knowing is a journey, he replied. You learn with every moment. The more time I spend with you, the more I feel like I'm peeling back layers, both your layers and my own. She smiled, that captivating smile that ignited warmth within him. There's something profound about your words. I feel lighter when I'm with you." As the evening continued, the playful atmosphere returned, and they laughed over shared anecdotes and alien jokes. It was then that Lyra reached across the table, her fingertips trailing over his, sending sensations dancing up his arm. "You know, you could always visit Zenthara," she mused. "I could show you the way of my people, teach you about the beauty of our traditions." "Is that an invitation?" Alex replied, a teasing grin spreading across his face. "Perhaps," she responded playfully, leaning in closer. "But be warned, our customs can be quite intense." Intrigued, he challenged, "I'm game. What do you have in mind?" Lyra's eyes glinted with mischief as she whispered, "You might just discover the true meaning of bonding." Their laughter mixed with the clinking of glasses around them, but as the night wore on, silence descended as they held each other's gaze, vulnerability cloaked in unspoken desire. Later, as they stepped outside to catch the cool evening breeze, the serene beauty of the stars enveloped them. Lyra tossed her head back, taking in the cosmic expanse. "It's like a tapestry of dreams," she said, marveling at the view. "Quite the romantic," Alex teased lightly. "What else do you dream of?" She glanced back at him, her expression serious. "Belonging." Her voice was soft, almost fragile. "I want to know that my choices are my own, not made on behalf of my title." Alex took her hand, squeezing it gently, his heart swelling with emotion. "You will always have a choice. You are capable of building your own reality, Lyra." Suddenly, her face blossomed into a radiant smile, but there was a shadow of uncertainty in her eyes. The moment hung between them as unspoken words lingered in the air, words filled with possibility and hope. As their hands intertwined, the world around them faded to a whisper, a mere background to the symphony of connection they were forging. With Alex and Lyra's bond growing stronger, whispers of their relationship began to circulate among the other diplomats. The atmosphere of their once carefree interactions shifted, with the looming question of acceptance casting a shadow over their connection. Alex could sense the change. The light-hearted banter transformed into furtive glances and cautious conversations. At a formal meeting, tension permeated the air. Delegates from various planets gathered to discuss impending trade agreements, but it was clear that the discussions extended beyond economic matters. As prominent traditionalists spoke against interspecies relationships during the meeting, murmurs of disapproval rippled through the crowd. Alex sat beside Lyra, his heart racing as he watched members of the council express their disdain. "Why do they care so much about us?" he whispered, frustration simmering beneath his calm exterior. Lyra sighed, her eyes reflecting the pain of her heritage. "Many see our union as a threat to the status quo. I am bound by duty, a symbol of my world's unity. They fear change." Feeling the weight of her words, Alex leaned closer, whispering fiercely, "We have every right to be together. Love should not be dictated by politics." The meeting reached its climax when one of the more influential counselors, a stern-faced Helier named Garen, stood up and pointed accusingly at them. "This is not the time for frivolous excursions of affection. Your union is an affront to our traditions, a threat to the balance we've established." The room exploded with murmurs, and Alex felt Lyra stiffen next to him. "We rally for diplomacy, yet we find ourselves facing bigotry." He spoke aloud, unable to hold back his frustration. "Your traditions do not invalidate our love. They should enhance it." Garen's glare pierced into him. "You, a human, think you can understand the complexities of our culture? You have no idea what you are asking for." The air crackled with tension as Alex held his ground, and for a moment, he saw uncertainty flash across Lyra's face. But determination quickly replaced it. She straightened her posture, a fire igniting within her. "Our peoples need to learn that true harmony is found through acceptance. Zentral needs to understand that our differences can unite rather than divide us." Suddenly, the atmosphere changed. Some delegates expressed agreement cautiously, while others leaned heavily toward Garen's traditionalist views. The back and forth intensified, and Alex and Lyra found themselves at the heart of a cultural war. Exhausted from the confrontation, the council meeting adjourned, leaving an air of uncertainty hanging. As they walked out together, Alex felt a mix of anger and disappointment swirling within him. "I thought we were making progress," he said, frustration evident in his voice. Lyra looked up at him, eyes sparkling with renewed resolve. "What they fear is what we can change. We must show them that love transcends culture." "I'm all in," Alex affirmed, determination flooding him. "But first, we need allies." Lyra nodded. "I know of several delegates who favor open-mindedness. We need to rally them. If we can demonstrate the strength of our union, perhaps we can sway the council in our favor." They embarked on a mission to forge connections with the sympathetic delegates, sharing their vision for promoting unity and understanding. They held private discussions, leveraging their unique stories as examples of love that could break barriers. With each conversation, they gathered a small group of supporters who resonated with their message. It was during a gathering at Lyra's chambers where the atmosphere shifted once again. Surrounded by their new allies, Alex felt hope blossoming. "Together, we can reshape perceptions," Lyra said, her voice steady and filled with purpose. "We will invite the council members to witness our culture firsthand." And so, they planned a cultural exchange event, a showcase of human and Helio traditions, demonstrating how love could bridge their difference. But looming in the background was Garen's relentless opposition, his stark warnings echoing in their minds. As the event approached, a mix of excitement and anxiety twisted within Alex. He understood the risks, the fear of rejection hanging over Lyra. "What if they don't accept us?" she asked one night, watching the stars twinkle brightly far above them, a glistening omen of her uncertainties. Alex took her hands, intertwining his fingers with hers. "What awaits us is out of our control, but we can control our courage. Regardless of the outcome, we are paving the way for future generations to embrace each other without doubt." Lyra nodded, her gaze locking onto his with resolute determination. He felt a wave of gratitude washing over him, recognizing the mirror of their struggles and hopes. Together, they were beginning to challenge the very foundations of their worlds. As the night unfolded, they embraced the journey ahead, not only as emissaries of peace, but as each other's steadfast anchors in a universe filled with uncertainties. The day of the cultural exchange event arrived, and the atmosphere within Unity Nexus was electric. Vibrant banners adorned the walls, infused with colors from both Earth and Zenthara. Delegates from all over the coalition gathered, their expressions a blend of curiosity and skepticism. Alex and Lyra stood at the entrance, their hearts pounding. Lyra was adorned in a flowing gown that shimmered like the night sky, its colors ever-changing in the light. Alex wore something more casual but elegant, reflecting the human style he hoped would resonate with their guests. As the event began, they took to the central stage, welcoming their audience with open arms. Lyra's voice, warm and inviting, echoed through the hall. "Welcome, esteemed delegates, to an experience that transcends boundaries. Today, we celebrate the beauty of our cultures, united through love and respect." As they showcased music, art, and food from both worlds, the energy began to shift. Delegates observed with rapt attention as Lyra demonstrated Zenthara's traditional dance, her movements fluid and expressive, while Alex introduced Earth's lively rhythms with an impromptu human dance, weaving humor and charm into his demonstration. Laughter erupted in the crowd as they danced together, an undeniable chemistry flowing between them, lighting up the room. The smiles began to replace frowns, and warmth replaced skepticism. Yet, amidst the joy, Garen's figure loomed. He remained fixed at the back, his expression dark and judgmental. As Lyra caught sight of him, a wave of apprehension washed over her. "Alex, what if he tries to sabotage this?" "Let's stay focused," he responded, trying to inject some calm into the atmosphere. "We need to show them how strong we are." The first half of the event unfolded beautifully, sharing stories and experiences that bound their cultures closer together. Lyra's recounting of Zenthara's bond rituals captivated the delegates, intertwining her personal experiences with cultural significance. Alex's stories about Earth's history of love and acceptance resonated deeply with those present. But as the time approached for the final portion of the event, the bonding ritual demonstration, the tension escalated. Garen stepped forward as the delegates murmured with interest. "What does this coupling represent to you, Lyra?" he asked, a calculating glint in his eyes. "What do you offer us in the guise of unity?" "Love is more than mere companionship," she said, her voice steady, but Alex could see the flicker of doubt behind her eyes. "It is a commitment to understand and respect our differences while finding strength in our shared humanity." An uncomfortable silence settled over the room, heightened by Garen's penetrating gaze. "And yet, do you believe the future generations of Zenthara should be bound by your whims? What about their traditions?" In that moment, everything hinged on Lyra's response. Alex felt a rush of protectiveness and encouragement as he squeezed her hand, silently urging her to remain steadfast. "Tradition exists to enrich us, but it must not confine us," Lyra replied, taking a deep breath. "I choose this, my relationship with Alex, because it showcases the belief that love knows no bounds." Her eyes sparkled with determination as she glanced at Alex. Applause rippled through the crowd, some delegates nodding in agreement while others exchanged uncertain glances. It was clear that her words struck a chord, but Garen stood unyielding. As they prepared to demonstrate the bonding ceremony, Garen's voice cut through the enthusiasm like a blade. "If you proceed with this farce, you risk damaging the fabric of our society. I advise you to reconsider. If you can redefine what it means to bond, then you strengthen your culture, Garen." Lyra countered, emboldened by Alex's presence beside her. Alex stepped closer to Lyra, his voice firm. "This ceremony is one of love and unity, and it should be celebrated, not shunned." As they began the ritual, an exchange of tokens symbolizing their commitment, Alex felt every gaze upon them. They held each other's tokens, hearts racing as they exchanged promises that transcended language. "Together, we are a new beginning," Alex spoke, his voice resonating with emotion, "a testament that love can connect us, irrespective of our backgrounds." Lyra echoed his sentiment. "I pledge to honor our cultures and build a future woven with acceptance." The audience held their breath, watching the ceremony unfold. Just as they felt the warmth of hope rising, Garen stepped forward yet again. "You seek to redefine tradition, but not all traditions are meant to be broken." His voice boomed in defiance. The room fell silent, the tension palpable. "Tradition can evolve. It does not have to be static," Lyra countered, her voice steady and unwavering. "We stand united not just as humans and aliens, but as a paradigm of love. We are the future." Their words hung in the air, shimmering with potential. But Garen's critique was relentless, and Alex could see the crowd's nervousness shift. Opposition loomed within the shadows, causing some delegates to hesitate. Suddenly, a voice from the back called out, "What is love if not an exploration beyond ourselves?" It was one of their allies, an influential Zenthara delegate named Anaya, stepping forward with conviction. "Love binds us, and Lyra and Alex have proven that we grow stronger together." Emboldened by Anaya's support, the crowd began to stir, murmurs of agreement rising through the assembly. Slowly, delegates began to join in, standing in solidarity against Garen's protests. Seeing their momentum, Alex turned to Lyra, heart swelling with pride. "We're changing minds," he said, anticipation and relief flooding him. "Yes," she whispered, joy shining in her eyes. "We're building bridges." As the celebration continued, the tension began to melt into acceptance. The ritual completed, and Alex and Lyra stood at the center, arms raised in victory, a symbol of their union. Their gaze locked, and in that moment, they felt not only the weight of their individual worlds, but the promise of a shared future. With newfound allies gathered around them, they had charted the beginning of a path leading toward acceptance and love that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. The aftermath of the cultural exchange event unfolded like a dazzling sunrise, illuminating the potential that Alex and Lyra had ignited among their peers. In the days that followed, the whispers of dissent began to fade, replaced by dialogues of unity and acceptance that permeated the air at Unity Nexus. As diplomats from various backgrounds engaged in discussions, many sought to join Alex and Lyra in their mission to promote understanding between their species. They were eager to foster relationships, transcend boundaries, and create a framework where love could flourish without fear of reprisal. Among the supportive delegates, Garen remained steadfast in his resistance. However, even he began to soften as he witnessed the ripple effects of the partnership that had sparked a change. Conversations shifted from threats to aspirations, and the seeds of unity were sown across the room, yielding unexpected alliances. One afternoon, as Alex walked through the vibrant halls of Unity Nexus, he overheard delegates discussing proposals for interspecies community events, opportunities for cultural exchange and collaboration. The realization swept over him. They had catalyzed change, and it was just the beginning. As he approached the observation deck, he found Lyra gazing out at the cosmos, her expression reflective. "Look at all of it," she mused softly. "As vast as it is, we're all connected." Alex slipped beside her, allowing himself a moment to inhale the familiar scent of her presence. "You're right. It's beautiful. But what's even more beautiful is what we're building right here, right now." Lyra turned to face him, her violet eyes shining with warmth. "You've helped me understand that love isn't just a union, it's a force of change. We have so much to offer to our peoples." He smiled, feeling pride swell in his chest. "And we have so much to learn from one another." Their hands found each other, fingers intertwining as they reflected on all they had accomplished together. The sense of unity they had forged not only for themselves but for others resonated in the air, shimmering like stars in a night sky. They had become beacons of hope, illuminating the path for those who sought connection. As they embraced, Alex felt the weight of the obstacles they had faced slowly dissipate, replaced by promise and possibility. "What's next for us?" he whispered, his heart racing with anticipation. Lyra grinned, the sparkle in her gaze igniting excitement. "I want to show you Zenthara," she said. "Experience the beauty of my world as you shared yours with me. There's so much to explore, and more importantly, I want you to meet my family." The thought thrilled him. "I'd like that, but only if I can introduce you to Earth's wonders too. Think of the bond rituals you've mentioned, and our shared traditions." Lyra stepped closer, her forehead resting against his. "Together, we can create a tapestry of our lives, a blend of what was and what will be." As they stood together, basking in the glow of their accomplishments, a thought struck Alex. "Do you think we could truly make a difference? Will future generations remember this?" Lyra nodded firmly, her gaze unwavering. "They will, Alex. We are the paving stones for what is yet to come. Love cannot be extinguished." In that moment, the universe around them felt alive, resonating with the strength of their union and the journey they had embarked upon. There was a whisper of destiny woven into the fabric of the stars, calling out to them, beckoning with a promise of more adventures to come. As they turned back to the spectacle of the cosmos, Alex reflected on the complexity of relationships, the undeniable power they held to connect, unite, and inspire change. Hand in hand, he and Lyra gazed into the universe, a world ripe with possibilities awaiting them beyond the horizon. With their hearts open, they knew their story was just beginning, a story of love, acceptance, and the relentless pursuit of understanding, transcending the boundaries of their world.